Hi everyone, this is Yanis and today we're going to show you how to put together a Domaru Damashi pose 1. Easier than it looks, so follow closely. So I have numbers 44 and 9. As you can see, I'm using super glue because of the tiny parts this model has. Whoops, too much glue there. So I added some glue on the upper left hole of part 9. And I am using this key here from part 44 and I am inserting it in like this. Once I do that and it stays there, I need to take part 11, which is this small part of cloth. Now this goes in the middle hole right here. I will add some glue and voila, fits right in. After I let it dry a little bit, I will take piece number 8, which is this one with the long cloth tail at the back. I will hold what I have done so far with my left arm, which is also the left arm of the model, and I will place it the left rope side here on the left hole in the middle of the Domaru Damashi armor, just like this. It would be nice to place a little bit on your table or cutting board to make sure that all the cloths line up on the floor, so later on they line up on your model's base too. So I hold it a little bit together, and once it's done, I leave it on the side. I take piece number 10 and then part number 13. As you can see, there is a tricky hole at the bottom of part 10. What I'm gonna do is place it like this, perpendicular to the cloth already on part 10. I'm going to show you again. I will add some glue first, and now I'm going to place that piece of plastic right there. You see how the corner fills in with the corner of the hole? And basically it stays there like that. We are done with this. As you can see now, I've put glue into the back right hole and I am putting these two pieces together. I hold it on the top of my table or cutting board to make sure that every piece of cloth that touches the ground is lined up. That way I cannot make a mistake when I try to put it on my base. I'm waiting it a little bit to dry, but you can always use an accelerator. That will help you a lot with this delicate work. Now we're going to the front of the model, which, as you can see so far, it's a bit empty. And I'm gonna need two very tricky parts of the model. So as you can see, most of my front part is empty. Now I need this little hole right here on the piece of cloth to connect with this little hole there. And how do I do that? I use this rope that acts as a bridge. I will put super glue, preferably on both ends, and I will try gently to connect the two pieces. As you can see, it goes like this. It is not entirely straight as a line, this rope, and that plays a key role because otherwise the cloths do not touch the ground. It needs to be tilted a little bit, as you can see here. I hope this is clear to all. And now I will proceed with our next piece. As you can see, I have added the front part and the rope part that is cosmetic at the front of the armor. Now the key here is first to connect the two parts of the rope on the sides of the armor and then put on top the front part and hold it together for a little bit to cement. Now on the inner side there will be two holes on the top right part. You need to fill the first hole and the middle one on the left. Why is this middle one empty on the right side, I hear you ask? Is because I will put glue here and here, and then I will take part number 12. I will put it into the hole and connect it with the left side of the torso here. As you can see, it connects perfectly and it spirals up so we can create the upper part of our model. Time for us now to do the simpler parts, my favorite of the model, front and back of the torso. Please make sure you don't cut this part because this is essential for the helmet of the ghost armor to be held. So I put some glue on the front part. Yes, this is parts 2 and 3. And I gently put them together. After I'm done, I have part 47, which is the right upper pauldron of the model. I put some glue here on top. And as you can see, there is a key inside the pauldron which I attach to the right shoulder, and it is ready. Now, among other things we had to do, we messed up a little bit the numbers on the helmet. You will see in the instructions that... Shit. I got it! You will see in the instructions that these are numbers 45 and 46, while in reality this is 45 and 6. So again, you take front and back, you add some glue to the front, and you glue the back, and it fits perfectly. Here's how it goes. Now on the inside, you will see a bowl right there at the middle of the helmet. This is where this bowl goes right in, and you can play with your helmet looking around anywhere you like. But before we get there, let's put the two halves together, shall we? So I will put some glue on this spiraling piece of cloth here, and then I will add the torso on top. As you can see, it fits very nicely, no issues at all. Please, as I wait for it to cement, please note that I don't glue the left shoulder and upper arm with the lower left hand. These are left free because this is a ghost armor, nothing connects it. You see what we did there? Cloth supports the hand on the back is empty. If you want to feel safer and you want to glue it, just put some glue on the tip here and attach it to the model and it will be fine. But no need to do that as it is very sturdy. Now next step, one of the last we will take, is to put together the right arm. There is a protruding piece of plastic on the cloth that drops from the right arm and a very big negative key on the right sword arm, which should connect perfectly, and it does. As you can see there, everything is fine. And as you can see at the bottom, all my cloths align. If you see any issue, feel free to use any paste you use for beiging and it should cover any warp problems, but there should be none. Now I will put some glue on the top of the bowl of the head. I will go back to the bowl I showed you in the middle of the helmet and I will attach it into the model however I see fit. Like this. And our model is ready to be put on its base and use it for playing. I will proceed now, adding some glue to the lower cloths. Here you go. There you go. It is ready. Give it some time to cement and you will be good to go. Now we're going to show you how to do pose number 2 of the Domaru Damashi models. If you can see in part 19 there are 2 gaps here which I will fill with glue and take part 24, which is this one, and fill it right there on the bottom of the armor. As you can see, fits perfectly, has a line there, and on the outside this is what it looks like, going all the way right to the bottom. Okay, now let's leave this down for a bit and take parts 25 and 26. Now as you can see, one is positive, the other one is negative. They fit right into each other. So what I'm gonna do is put some glue right there and I'm gonna bring those two together. These 2 parts now go to the inside of the armor we held before. So you see these 2 big pimples here on the east side of the armor. Positive, negative again, and fill that right in. We just hold it a little bit and it will fit perfectly. Now we're gonna do a tricky part inside the armor. We're gonna take part 28, which is this one, and we're gonna fill the inside of the armor as you hold it. This is the back. You hold it like this, left arm on your right, and you fill the bottom right with just a little bit of tip of glue here and the inside of the armor there. Now you take this part 28 and you fill it in the gap right there. As you can see, it will fit, it will touch the cloth from the inside of the armor and you should be good to go. Hold it a little bit because it has small connection parts, and once it does, it will stay there forever. There you go. Ready. You see? This is the back. This is the part we just did. Now we're going to move on to parts 27 and 18, which is the sword arm and this part of cloth. As you can see, the little thumb is not on the sword. So what I'm gonna do is put a little bit of glue where the thumb should have been and pass it like this and twine the 2 pieces of cloth, put the thumb there and make it stay. Hold it a bit, and there you go. You see? There it is. Now we'll take parts 17, which is this one, and 21. Again, next hand with no thumb. You see that piece right there? That should go all the way there. You see how it fits? I add some glue there where the thumb should be. And then proceed with adding the rest of the arm. That also has the cloth. Hold it for a few seconds for the plastic glue to take effect. And you're done. Now, with this essential parts done, we can proceed with our next piece, which is piece 20. We take piece 20 and piece 29, which is the other side of the armor we didn't glue before. And we put it right in there. See? Right beneath the front of the armor. Right there. I will put some glue onto it, onto the little gap here, and add it right there. It fits perfectly on the inside, as you can see. Again, give the glue some time. And this is how it looks on the outside. Now also on this part, we take the sword hand and we fit it. You see the two peoples here, to here. Again, positive, negative. You glued it right in and it should fit. I will demonstrate. Put some glue onto it. And then it just stays there. Remember, when in doubt, match positive and negative together, dry fit before adding any glue, to make sure you got it right. You see, this is how it should look on step 7. Now step 8 is not putting the left hand, it's putting the front and the back and bringing them together. I will dry fit here. See that I got it right. And I will add glue on the back of the armor, and I will proceed with bringing those two together. Hold it a bit for the glue to take effect again. It just clicked together, so I know I'm good to go. There are no gaps, as you can see. So you know you got it right. This is how it looks at the end of step 8. Now, step 9, it's pretty simple. We will do the arm that is left and the head. Actually, the helmet is fairly easy. You got the front and the back. You add just a bit of little glue to it, and it should hold. Remember, all heads are interchangeable, and the bow right here, you can put any helmet you want to your liking. Okay? Now, how do I fit this? The hand that I'm left with. As you can see, there is a small key here, right on the inside of the cloth. That part goes here. I will dry fit and see that I got it right. And yes, you see? Okay. I will add some glue here. Better be on the safe side and add some more. There you go. You see? Now with all this done, I add some glue on top. And I toy a little bit with the head, which way I want him to look. I'll wait a bit for it to dry. And then you see there are 4 cloths at the base of the model that if you just put some glue onto it, it fits perfectly on your base and sits there. Give it a few seconds. And this was the making of pose 2. I know you guys loved the 2 previous poses, so let's do the final one. Domaru Damashi pose 3. And I begin with numbers 43 and 35. Now, we're gonna start with something tricky. As you can see, inside the armor, there is a gap here that is fairly large. It's because this piece of cloth goes in like this. You see? It fits there, but wait, there is resistance at the cloth here. So that part should go at the front of the cloth, like this. Remember, this is very important and very crucial to continue our model correctly down the line. So I will sew again, put some glue in there, fit this one, but that part should be at the front of the cloth. So the cloth that comes right straight out of the armor is inside the back half of the lower armor, as you can see demonstrated here. Okay? Now, fairly quickly, I'm gonna grab part 42 and fit it to the front of the armor. As you can see, it finds resistance. Why is this not right? So, as you can see at the bottom of the cloth, there is also a gap there because these cloths need to be intertwined at the bottom. You see, I feed the top and I need also to feed the bottom. You see here, gap, the other one fits right into it, no issue. So let's go and try and make this one. A little bit of glue at the top, so to avoid any mistakes and any corrections I need to make, I pass the cloth on the inside, try to fit it. The top fits, the bottom fits, but to make it more stable, let's put some glue there too, just a little bit. This will go later on to the base, so I'm gonna have no issues, but in order to avoid any movements now, there you go. That's how it looks correctly at the end of step 2. It stands a little bit, if you can see. Now I grab part 31, which is this piece of cloth, and part 36, which is that part of the armor with a big piece protruding from it. On the inside, there is a negative gap and a positive on the cloth. Now that goes upwards, not downwards. You can see it fits perfectly there. That is going to that's going to become our sword hand later on, okay? So I'm going to put some glue there. and I am going to fit that part of the cloth inside there. There you go, and that is another correct part, as you can see. Now I need to fit this part with a bigger one. How do I do that? I hold the bigger one, and as you can see, there are gaps here at the lower parts of the cloth. Remember, this one goes inside the armor, and that cloth connects with the bottom, and it fits on the armor, not inside. You will see the key right here, it moves. I've left this on purpose. Now what do? There is a bit of a little bullet here and a small protrudement there. I try to dry fit, passing the cloth, as you can see, on the back, fit it there and there. Fits perfectly. Fits perfectly. Okay, let's try to do this now with some glue. There you go. Remember, pass the cloth on the back and stick these two parts together. Now on the upper side, you see these two cloths meet. There's also a little key there that I'm going to put glue in. That is because I want my sword arm to be steady. There you go. Now this is the end of step 4. Okay, so now we are going to proceed with the trickiest part of pose 3. This is number 37. Just a piece of cloth that needs, as I hold the model and I look at its back, it needs to attach in this little empty triangle here on its lower left side. As always, it would be good when you try to fit it, because it can go sideways, try to fit it a little bit on the ground like this, to make sure that everything on the floor is parallel. If everything is parallel, you got it right. I'm gonna put some glue here, and I'm going to fit it right there. There you go. I'm waiting a little bit for the glue to take effect and for it to remain in its right position. Now, see, it did. Next, I move on to part 41. I need to roll the model on its front. You can see a gap here, and I have a positive gap there. So I fill that with glue. And this part will just drive itself into the right position and stay there. I turn my model on its back again and do the same for this side right here. Remember the tricky part we said earlier? Yeah. Fill that with glue and put the left part of the armor on it so it stays. And it should look like this. Now what I see here, there's a piece on the cloth that is protruding and something should go there. It is part 39. You see? That fits perfectly. So I'm putting also some glue there and I'm going right at it to drive itself in. Give it a few seconds to take effect. And there you go. This is the end of step 7. Roughly 2 more steps and we are done. Now comes the most tricky part for pose 3. It's left arm. As you can see on the cloth, on its left arm, there is a small dent. And we're gonna need this one too, the lower back armor. Now this piece of cloth needs to go over the left arm, looking downwards and connect with the lower part of the armor. What guides me? A small key right there. See it? That's it. I will try to drive it first in order to avoid mistakes. Now that needs to go over the top, like this, and feet at the back. There. But I doubt it, so I go at the front again, trying to find my key, and it fits there. There you go. And the back of it, as you may be able to see, fits right there. You see, I move it up and down for you to be better able to see what should fit there. So I'm putting a little bit of glue here and a little bit of glue there. Try it first not to put that much glue, because if you make a mistake here, you should be able to recover. So I'm going for it right there, and that should go right there. I hold it a bit for it to completely stick, and that's it. That's how it looks at the end of step 8. Now, both hands are easy. Right hand, just put glue on both of the cloths. Put the sword hand right there. That should be easy to do. It is just that it is a bit thin, so hold it for a few seconds. And then I add some glue on the left hand and stick it right up there. Voila. This is the end of step 8, part of step 9, which I have left out the helmet, which I'm going to do right now. Helmet, no tricky parts, just put some glue at the back and the front, or the front, and bring those 2 pieces together. There you go, fits perfectly, ready to go. And then, whoops, you see what I told you about? Small accident right there. So stabilize this, put some glue on top, fit the head however you like. As you can see, it can move in any direction, up or down. And then I wait a few seconds for it to dry, and I proceed with putting some glue on the bottom of the model. I know the basing will help a lot, guys, with steadying it, and then I make sure every piece of cloth at the bottom touches the base. And this is the end of pose 3. This is how it should look like. I hope this was helpful. Thank you. Thank you for watching.